Ladies, gentlemen, today I want to speak to you about a truth that is often forgotten in a world filled with noise, with endless opinions, with people seeking validation at every turn. It is the truth that real progress, real transformation, real success happens in silence. The most powerful efforts in life are often the ones that go unseen. The greatest victories are forged in silence, in the moments when no one is watching, when there is no applause, no recognition, and no immediate reward. This is the nature of true progress. What is built in secret eventually becomes undeniable in the light. Many people crave acknowledgement for their efforts, believing that if their work is not recognized, it holds no value. But the reality is that the most meaningful achievements are the result of unseen labor. The athlete who stands victorious on the podium did not gain strength in front of the crowd, but in the early mornings and late nights when no one was around. The successful entrepreneur did not build an empire in a single day, but spent years grinding, sacrificing, and persevering in obscurity before the world took notice. In a society that glorifies instant success and public recognition, it can be discouraging to work hard and feel like no one sees or appreciates the effort. But the truth is, every great accomplishment starts in the quiet, in the hidden moments of discipline and persistence. A tree does not grow tall overnight. Its roots must first go deep beneath the surface, unseen, anchoring it so that when it finally breaks through the ground, it can withstand the storms that come. If the roots are weak, the tree will not stand for long. In the same way, our efforts in the silent seasons are what build the strength needed for the future. One of the most profound lessons in life is understanding that the process matters more than the praise. Those who focus on external validation often lose motivation when applause fades. But those who are committed to the journey, who work not for recognition but for excellence itself, are the ones who create lasting impact. True success is not about being seen. It is about being solid, unshakable, and prepared when the moment of opportunity arrives. History is filled with stories of individuals who labored in obscurity before they were recognized. Great leaders, inventors, and visionaries often spent years refining their craft, failing in private, learning through struggles that no one else witnessed. But when their time came, the world marveled at what seemed like overnight success, not realizing that it was built on years of unseen effort. It is easy to admire the finished product, but few appreciate the sacrifices made in silence. Faith teaches that nothing done in secret goes unnoticed. Every act of dedication, every unseen sacrifice, and every moment of silent perseverance is accounted for. There is a purpose in the hidden seasons of life, even when they feel discouraging. These are the times when character is built, endurance is tested, and the foundation for true success is laid. It is in these moments that strength is developed. Not just physical strength, but mental and spiritual resilience. People who understand the power of unseen effort do not seek shortcuts. They do not rush the process or abandon their work because no one is watching. They know that everything worth having requires patience, diligence, and faith. They embrace the struggle, knowing that when the time is right, the results will speak for themselves. The world may not see the hours of practice, the sacrifices made, or the discipline it takes to keep going when no one is there to encourage you. But in due time, those efforts will bear fruit. The most valuable things in life, growth, wisdom, skill, and strength, are cultivated in the unseen moments. And when the harvest comes, it will be undeniable that the silent grind was never wasted. In a world that constantly seeks recognition, where people measure their worth by likes, followers, and applause, faith calls for a different path. It teaches that true value is not found in the approval of others, but in unwavering belief in something greater. Faith over recognition means choosing purpose over popularity, integrity over instant praise, and perseverance over public validation. It is the understanding that the greatest rewards are not always seen immediately, but they are real and far more meaningful than fleeting human approval. The pursuit of recognition can be intoxicating. It feels good to be acknowledged, to be admired, and to have our efforts praised. But when recognition becomes the motive, it shifts the focus from the work itself to the applause it brings. The danger in this is that applause is temporary. It comes and goes with the changing tides of opinion. And if one's purpose is tied to public approval, then that purpose becomes unstable. Faith, on the other hand, is unshakable. It does not depend on the world's response, but remains firm even in silence, even in rejection, even when no one seems to be watching. Faith teaches that there is a greater purpose beyond human validation. Those who walk by faith do not need constant reassurance from others because they are anchored in something deeper. They know that their work, their struggles, and their sacrifices are not in vain, even if the world does not acknowledge them. They trust that in due time the reward will come, not necessarily in the form of worldly success, but in fulfillment, in character, in the quiet confidence of knowing they have remained true to their calling. History is filled with people who chose faith over recognition. Many of the greatest minds, leaders, and visionaries worked for years without being seen, misunderstood, or even ridiculed. But they pressed on, not because they sought the approval of the masses, but because they believed in what they were doing. They had faith that their work mattered, even if the world was slow to realize it. And in time, their perseverance bore fruit. Faith allows a person to keep going when there is no applause. It keeps them steady when the world turns away. It gives them strength when everything else seems uncertain. Recognition may feel rewarding, but it is not what sustains a person through difficulty. When challenges arise, it is not the praise of others that carries them forward, it is faith. Faith reminds them why they started, why they continue, and why they must not give up. There is a peace that comes with choosing faith over recognition. It frees a person from the constant need for approval, from the exhausting cycle of trying to please others. It allows them to work with excellence, not for applause, but because it is right. It teaches them that success is not measured by how many people see their efforts, but by the impact of their work, the depth of their character, and the fulfillment of their purpose. Faith does not always bring immediate rewards, but it brings lasting ones. It builds endurance, shapes character, and strengthens resolve. It allows a person to remain steady in a world that is always changing. It reminds them that true worth is not found in external validation, but in the quiet assurance that they are on the right path. So while recognition may be appealing, it is faith that truly sustains. Faith sees beyond the moment, beyond the opinions of others, and holds on to something greater. And in the end, it is faith, not recognition, that leads to true fulfillment, lasting success, and a life of purpose. Discipline is the foundation of success, yet it is constantly challenged by distractions. In a world filled with endless notifications, entertainment, and temptations, staying focused has become harder than ever. The difference between those who achieve their goals and those who do not is not intelligence, talent, or luck. It is discipline. Discipline is the ability to do what needs to be done, even when one does not feel like doing it. It is the commitment to stay on course despite obstacles, boredom, or the lure of easier, more pleasurable alternatives. Distractions come in many forms. Some are obvious, like social media, television, or unnecessary conversations. Others are more subtle, like self-doubt, procrastination, or the habit of constantly seeking validation. Distractions promise momentary relief, but steal long-term progress. They offer temporary pleasure, but delay success. They disguise themselves as rest, entertainment, or harmless indulgences, but they ultimately drain energy, time, and focus. Discipline, on the other hand, demands sacrifice. It requires the ability to say no to what is convenient in order to say yes to what is truly important. It is waking up early to work toward a goal instead of sleeping in. It is choosing to study, train, or practice while others are relaxing. It is staying committed to a vision even when progress is slow, results are not immediate, and motivation fades. Discipline is not about working endlessly without rest. It is about prioritizing what truly matters and being intentional with time and effort. Many people wait for motivation to strike before taking action, but motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes like the wind. Those who rely on motivation alone will always struggle with inconsistency. Discipline, however, does not depend on feelings. It operates on commitment, on the decision to keep going no matter how one feels. It builds habits that become second nature, removing the need for constant willpower. The person who masters discipline no longer needs to decide every day whether to work hard. Hard work becomes their default mode. The greatest achievements in history were not accomplished by people who allowed themselves to be constantly distracted. They were achieved by those who mastered discipline. Athletes do not reach the peak of their performance by training only when they feel inspired. Writers do not complete books by writing only when the mood strikes. Entrepreneurs do not build businesses by working only when it is convenient. Success belongs to those who are willing to do the hard work consistently, regardless of distractions, regardless of how they feel. The modern world makes discipline even more difficult because distractions are always within reach. With a single tap, hours can be lost scrolling through meaningless content. With a single decision, an entire day can be wasted on activities that do not bring progress. Every day presents a choice: to be ruled by distractions or to be guided by discipline. Those who choose discipline take control of their time and their future. They understand that every small decision adds up, that every moment spent wisely brings them closer to their goals, while every moment wasted moves them further away. Discipline is not easy, but it is worth it. It brings a sense of purpose, self-respect, and confidence. It creates freedom, the freedom to achieve, to grow, and to shape one's destiny. The disciplined person is not a slave to distractions. They are the master of their time and their action. They know that true fulfillment does not come from temporary pleasures, but from the satisfaction of working towards something meaningful. They understand that while distractions may offer quick gratification, discipline brings lasting success. Every great victory is preceded by a season of testing. Before success, there is struggle. Before the reward, there is sacrifice. This is the pattern of life. No one reaches their highest potential without first being refined by difficulty. The test before the triumph is not meant to break a person, but to prepare them, to strengthen them, and to prove that they are ready for the next level. It is in these moments of trial that character is built, perseverance is developed, and true strength is revealed. Many people desire success but are unwilling to endure the process that leads to it. They want the rewards without the struggle, the results without the discipline, and the triumph without the test. But life does not work that way. Every great achievement comes with a cost. The athlete must endure grueling training before they can stand victorious. The entrepreneur must take risks and overcome failures before their business thrives. The artist must practice tirelessly before their work is recognized. There is no shortcut to greatness. Only those who endure the test will see the triumph. Tests come in many forms. Sometimes they appear as obstacles, moments when everything seems to go wrong. Other times they come as delays, seasons of waiting when progress seems slow or non-existent. They can also come as rejection, when doors close and people turn away. These moments can be discouraging, but they are not meant to be the end of the journey. They are a refining process, separating those who are truly committed from those who are only interested in success when it is easy. Those who give up during the test never reach the triumph. Those who push through despite the difficulties emerge stronger and more capable than before. The test before the triumph is a moment of decision. It forces a person to ask themselves how much they truly want what they are working for. If the dream is not worth the struggle, then it was never strong enough to begin with. But if the goal is truly meaningful, if the purpose is truly worth pursuing, then no test will be too great. Those who succeed are not necessarily the most talented or the most fortunate. They are simply the ones who refuse to quit. They are the ones who see challenges not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones, knowing that each test is shaping them into the person they need to become. It is often in the hardest moments that the greatest lessons are learned. Tests reveal weaknesses that need to be strengthened, mistakes that need to be corrected, and mindsets that need to be transformed. Without these challenges, growth would be impossible. Comfort does not produce strength. Resistance does. The weightlifter does not build muscle by lifting what is easy, but by pushing against resistance that forces growth. In the same way, life's trials are not meant to destroy. They are meant to refine, to build endurance, and to prepare for the triumph ahead. Many people give up right before their breakthrough. They see the test as a sign to stop rather than as proof that they are on the right path. But those who understand the process of success know that tests are confirmation that something greater is coming. The struggle is not a punishment, it is preparation. It is a sign that growth is happening, that progress is being made, and that the triumph is within reach. The key is to keep going, to trust the process, and to know that every test endured brings one step closer to the victory ahead. True honor is not given to the proud, but to the humble. Before any lasting success, before any genuine recognition, there is a season of humility. Humility is not weakness, it is strength under control. It is the willingness to learn, to serve, and to grow without demanding immediate reward. Many desire honor, but few are willing to walk the path that leads to it. Honor is not taken, it is bestowed, and it is bestowed upon those who first embrace humility. Humility is the foundation of greatness. It teaches patience, discipline, and the ability to handle success without arrogance. Those who seek honor without humility often fall because they have not built the character required to sustain it. A person who is given power, fame, or success without first developing humility is like a house built on sand. When the storms of life come, they will crumble. But those who embrace humility before reaching honor build a foundation strong enough to carry the weight of their achievements. The journey of every truly great leader, thinker, and achiever is marked by seasons of humility. They started at the bottom, worked through difficulties, learned from failures, and listened more than they spoke. They did not rush to be recognized, but instead focused on becoming excellent in their craft. They served before they led, learned before they taught, and worked quietly before they were celebrated. This is the natural order of things. Before the crown, there is the cross. Before the victory, there is the struggle. Before honor, there is humility. Humility does not mean thinking less of oneself. It means thinking of oneself less. It is the ability to put purpose over pride, to prioritize growth over ego, and to seek wisdom rather than applause. The humble do not chase validation because they are secure in their journey. They do not need to prove themselves to others because they know that true worth is not measured by external recognition, but by internal growth. They accept correction, embrace learning, and value the process more than the outcome. Pride, on the other hand, seeks shortcuts to honor. It desires recognition without refinement, power without preparation, and respect without responsibility. But pride always leads to a fall. Those who exalt themselves before their time often face humiliation instead of honor. When a person is consumed by their own greatness, they become blind to their flaws, deaf to wisdom, and resistant to growth. Pride isolates, while humility connects. Pride repels, while humility attracts. The difference between lasting success and fleeting recognition is often the presence or absence of humility. Life has a way of humbling those who seek honor too quickly. Challenges come, failures happen, and setbacks test character. These moments are not meant to destroy, but to refine, to strip away arrogance and replace it with wisdom. Those who embrace these lessons grow stronger, while those who resist them remain stuck in cycles of frustration. Honor is given to those who endure these tests with humility, who recognize that success is not just about talent, but about character. The greatest leaders are often the ones who serve first. They understand that leadership is not about being above others, but about lifting others up. They do not demand respect, they earn it. They do not chase glory, they build something greater than themselves. They know that humility is not a temporary posture, but a lifelong principle. The moment a person believes they no longer need humility is the moment they begin to lose the very honor they sought. True honor is not found in titles, recognition, or applause. It is found in the impact one leaves behind. And the greatest impact comes from those who walked humbly before they were honored, who chose to serve before they were celebrated, and who remained grounded even when they rose to greatness. In a world where many seek validation through words, true greatness is demonstrated through action. Talking about success is easy, but achieving it requires discipline, consistency, and relentless effort. The loudest voices are often those who have accomplished the least, while those who truly excel let their results speak for them. When results do the talking, there is no need for explanations, justifications, or empty promises. Success becomes undeniable. Many people spend their time announcing their goals, seeking approval before they have achieved anything. They believe that by telling others their plans, they are already halfway to success. But words alone change nothing. Ambition means nothing without execution. The strongest proof of ability is not in what one says they will do, but in what they have already done. Those who truly understand this principle focus on their work rather than on seeking recognition. They let the quality of their efforts, the consistency of their actions, and the results they produce speak on their behalf. Success is built in the quiet hours, in the unseen efforts, in the moments when no one is watching. The greatest athletes do not spend their time talking about how hard they train. They simply train harder than everyone else, and their victories prove it. The most successful entrepreneurs do not waste energy boasting about their plans. They stay focused, execute their vision, and let their achievements tell the story. The most respected leaders do not demand recognition. They lead with integrity, deliver results, and earn respect naturally. Talking too much about a goal can often create a false sense of progress. When people receive praise for their plans before they have executed them, they sometimes lose the motivation to follow through. The brain registers that approval as if it were already an accomplishment, making it harder to maintain the same level of discipline and commitment. This is why those who remain silent about their goals and stay committed to the work often surpass those who announce their intentions too soon. There is power in quiet progress. When someone works in silence, they remove distractions, eliminate external pressure, and focus entirely on growth. They are not seeking validation or trying to impress anyone. They are simply committed to becoming better. And when they finally reveal their results, there is no need for explanations. Excellence speaks for itself. No one questions the ability of a person who has already succeeded. They simply acknowledge and respect the work that has been done. The world does not reward potential, it rewards proof. Many people have talent, but talent alone is not enough. Many people have great ideas, but ideas without execution are worthless. The ones who stand out are those who take action, those who do not just dream, but wake up every day and put in the work to make those dreams a reality. They do not rely on promises or excuses. They produce results. And in doing so, they gain the credibility, respect, and opportunities that so many others chase in vain. There will always be those who talk more than they act. They will make bold claims, seek attention, and try to impress others with their words. But in the end, it is not their words that matter, it is what they produce. And when results are absent, all that remains is empty noise. On the other hand, those who consistently deliver, who stay dedicated without seeking immediate praise, who focus on real progress rather than public perception, these are the people who ultimately rise above the rest. Results cannot be denied. They silence doubt, erase excuses, and prove beyond a doubt what a person is capable of. So rather than spending time trying to convince others of what can be done, it is better to simply do it. Let the work speak. Let the progress be the proof. Let the results tell the story, because in the end, that is the only thing that truly matters. So, rather than seeking approval, chasing recognition, or making empty promises, focus on the work, stay disciplined, stay consistent, and let your actions do the talking. Because when the results speak, there is no need for explanations. Success becomes undeniable. Keep pushing forward, stay committed to your vision, and trust that in time, your results will tell a story far greater than words ever could. Let your results speak, and the world will have no choice but to listen.